All right, guys, appreciate you waiting. Look, we knew coming down here it's going to be a 60-minute battle. Obviously, it was. We've got to do some things to clean some things up. I'm going to reserve several comments until I see them on the tape completely. But when I have clear answers, I'll give them to you. Before we get too much into the football with the game itself, look, rivalry or not, all of our thoughts and prayers are with Dak Prescott. A tremendous amount of respect for him as a player, even more as a person. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. Obviously, that was a bad-looking injury. And, look, our players are concerned about him. Coaching staff are all concerned about him. We hope for the best recovery he can have. That being said, I'll open up now to questions.
Paul Schwartz. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, you slammed your headset down on that the fake that should have worked but didn't. Did you not like the call? Did you not like the execution? And just the loss of having, a touchdown that you had taken off the board there.
Yeah, you know what, be honest with you, I was mad at our execution that we took points off the board, and that was it, point blank. You prepare for something like that, you called it at a certain time, it came up, you want to see it work, we've got to clean that up.
Was that your punter getting a little too quick on the draw, or was it all on the line there?
It's a combination of several things, but we have to do better as a unit, making sure we execute that the right way.
Tom Rock. Joe, you were pretty good with penalties all year, and then you had 2 touchdowns taken away by them in this game. How much does that sting?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we've got to be better than that with the penalties. I'm not going to get in too much of debates with officials. They call it. We have to be better than that. We have to be cleaner than that. Comes down to the best technique we can play with and make sure we're in the right place at the right time and not put ourselves in position for penalties. So, look, you don't want to do anything that sets your team behind, and penalties never help you out. So we've got to be cleaner with that.
On the Daniel Jones fumble, do you blame him, or did you put more on Andrew Thomas for allowing that sack from behind?
Obviously, I saw some of that live. My eyes are not always directly on Daniel the entire time, so I got to look at the tape before I go back and talk to the team exactly what we have to clean up there. But we've got to make sure we eliminate those.
The last time you guys had the ball there, trying to go down and score, but also not leave them too much time in case you had a punt. How do you manage that situation?
Yeah, we had a situation, we had a runner get knocked out of bounds. Obviously, they had timeouts. But, hey, look, we're trying to be aggressive to get down the field. That was a situation we wanted to get a first down, give ourselves a chance to get in the field goal range and win the game. So there's different ways we can manage it. We've already managed it different ways in different games. We always talk through those decisions. We're on the headsets together, making sure we're on the same page. So, look, we got to play all 3 sides of the ball, complementary football. So in that position there, offense, we want to execute. Special teams, if we don't get it, we have to flip the field and give position. I thought the punt team did that all day pretty good. And then defensively, we have to go out there and, execute in the situation we're presented.
Jordan.
Hey, Joe, I wonder if Lorenzo Carter, they said he had an Achilles injury. How big a concern is that his season is going to end there?
You know what, Jordan, I don't have the official diagnosis right now. The trainers have told me that right now they've got to examine him to get the exact deal. But, look, our thoughts and prayers with him as well. I'm hoping that it's, a short-term deal, get him back. And once the doctors let us know exactly what it is, we'll have an idea on the rest of the season.
And in regards to, you had a second touchdown taken away. They called it, a pass interference, illegal contact, a pick play, whatever we want to term it. What did you see on that, and what were your thoughts on that?
I want to go back and really look at it on tape to see exactly how far downfield we were on the play. To me, it's on those plays, it's up to us to execute the right way. We understand there's some, spot routes and rubs and some friction you're trying to create with some defensive players based on things they're doing. That's up to us to execute the right way. But, I've got to see that. I didn't get a clear shot of the replay up top. I want to make sure I get a good shot of that on the film before I really start making comments.
Lombardo.
Hey, Joe, their last big pass down the field to Michael Gallup, what happened there?
Yeah, they just made a big play. He's a good receiver, and he made a great pass. We were in a good position defensively, and they made a play. That's it. They got good players on our team, and, they give him enough shots down the field. He's been making those plays all year. So, hey, look, you got to give him credit where credit's due.
Pat Leonard.
Joe, on the play before that, did you think B.J. Hill was held? And, after Dak went down, what did you think of your defense's performance?
In terms of the holding, again, the officials call it. I'm not going to get in a debate or any kind of, public scrutiny of that right there. It is what it is. We've got to play through the situation of what it is. In terms of when Andy came in, Andy's obviously a very capable quarterback. He's, done a good job in this league for some time. He actually complements our offense very well behind Dak because he's a guy who's got some ability. He can get on the edge. He can run the boots. They don't have to change their offense too much with Andy. I thought we did a decent job, as far as getting the run fit at certain times. Other times we let up too much of it. So we've got to make sure we fix, the run game first and make sure we're more consistent with that. And then they made some plays down the field, and they got talented receivers. We got to do a better job just finishing out the game.
Thanks.
Ralph. Joe, obviously your record's not what you wanted it to be. I'm wondering, though, have you seen progress that's acceptable to you at all so far this season, or does that not matter when you're 0-5?
Well, that's all that really matters to us, to be honest with you, is the progress we're making right now. Okay? The record will come, all right, in time. Obviously, we're not happy about losses. That's not what we do here. But I've seen a lot of progress on all fronts and all units. We have to keep making consistent progress to keep being a better team as the year goes.
Hey, Ralph kind of stole my question there, but let me ask you, Coach, about Evan Ingram and the way that you used him today, some creative ways to get the ball to Evan. Is that kind of, the way you hope to use him going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I say every week, everyone that we take to the game we're looking to use. Evan's definitely a player we want to have involved in the game plan as much as we can, whether that's handling the ball or using some kind of misdirection or throwing the ball down the field. Look, however Jason comes up with a way throughout the week to use them, we practice it, we make sure it's sound, and it gives us a chance to be successful. So however we get the ball to our guys, we'll use them any way possible.
Coach Garrett really opened the playbook a lot today. He had the Cowboys on the heels in the first half. Talk about his offensive plan today and your offensive line and what you saw.
Yeah, look, overall, I thought Jason put together a good, aggressive game plan. We're taking shots down the field. Our guys made plays. We put them in position to go out there and, win a football game. Overall, I got to watch the tape. But, look, I like the way we called the game today. It was aggressive. We gave our guys shots down the field, and the guys made plays when we needed to.
Last one here, Tom Rock.
So you guys, haven't won a game. You were up 17-3. You were up by 3 points in the fourth quarter, midway through the fourth quarter. What's the mood of this team right now?
What's the last part of that, Tom? What's the what now?
The mood of this team. What was the locker room like?
Look, obviously they're disappointed after any game we don't come out winners. But the one thing that I know about our team is it's a resilient group and it's a hard-working bunch. When we come back to work this week, we're going to see great energy. We're going to have great focus, and we're going to get tuned in ready for another division opponent. All of our focus, whether it's win or loss, shifts to the next opponent the next morning anyway. So we got to clean up this game, learn the next opponent, and move on forward.
First, I'd just like to say, extend our thoughts and sympathies to Dak on his injury today. Tough to see anyone go down like that, and any season-ending situation, a guy like that, a competitor, a guy who makes a ton of plays and have a ton of respect for. So tough to see him go down, and prayers to him and his recovery.
Hey, Daniel. What are you feeling right now? I mean, how frustrating is this for you? You guys had so many good things happen today, and were right there to win it. And what was your confidence level getting the ball tied and with a chance to maybe get that game-winning field goal?
Yeah, we were extremely confident there with the ball, with the opportunity to go down and win the game, and felt like we'd moved the ball all game and been able to execute on offense. So we were confident. I was confident, and we got to do a better job there.
Jordan?
It looked like you went over, Daniel, at some point to as the car was starting to go off and said something to Dak. What was your kind of message at that point?
Just kind of waved at him and wanted him to know we were thinking about him. I didn't get a chance to say a whole lot to him, but tough to see someone like that go down, and we're certainly praying for him.
And if you can, just kind of on a football note, take us through the strip sack fumble of what you saw there, and if you kind of knew that he was right behind you or not.
Yeah, I felt pressure and got to do a better job stepping up and protecting the ball in those situations.
Hey, Daniel, could you just take us through that last drive? What happened? What did you see? What did the defense do?
I think, we made the play on the first series, and Darius made a good play coming back to the ball, and then probably should have thrown it away on the check down to Dion, the first one, and then the second one trying to get something and get out of bounds, and then the third down play, felt like they, I think, got to find someone and make a play there for us. So, tough situation. Ball's in our hands, and we got to find a way to win the game.
We'll take one more. Pat Leonard.
Daniel, when teams go, start 0-5, I mean, things can go south in a hurry. A couple of years ago here they did. Why is this year different? Why will you guys be able to bounce back from this start and, just the feeling of even if you score 34 points that it's not enough?
Well, I think we've, it's been a tough start, and to say we aren't disappointed would be a lie. We certainly are, and it's been a tough start, but I don't think anyone on this team is discouraged, and we're not going to allow ourselves to be discouraged and to let this start affect the rest of the season. We have a lot of football ahead of us. I think everyone on this team feels like we've been in position to win games. We've improved as a team, and we're capable of winning each of these games. So in terms of our confidence as a team and what we understand or what we believe we're capable of doing, I think that's going to be the important thing in us in us finishing strong and winning these games down the stretch. So that's where we are as a team. We're disappointed and we want to win every game, but we're not going to let that affect our preparation and how we approach these next 11 games.
Thanks, man.
We'll take one more, Jordan.
Daniel, obviously the division is the way it is. How much do you guys look at this as a missed opportunity to sort of get back in that division race?
All these divisional games are big games and important games. It certainly, like I said, disappointing to lose, but we don't feel like we're out of the division at all. We got, a couple big division games coming up, and, all we can do is prepare as hard as we can and be ready to play those games. So, like I said, we're not going to let this game affect us, going forward and how we prepare for the next opportunities.
Art?
Hey Darius, when you guys leave here tonight, what's the mood of this team right now? I know the record is what it is, but what are you guys feeling as you get on this bus to go to the airport?
I think obviously disappointed that we didn't come away with the win, but at the same time we fought hard. We fought for 4 quarters, so we know there's things that we have to clean up. There's things that we have to do better in order to get wins at the end of the day. So obviously I think disappointment right now is the overall feeling, but we're not going to let one game define us. We're not going to let this game linger and affect the rest of our season.
Zach?
Hey Darius, you guys haven't had a passing touchdown, I believe, since week 1. I guess why do you think you guys haven't been able to close out drives with scores and from the passing attack in particular? I guess why do you think you guys have struggled in that way?
Well, we would have scored twice, 2 passing touchdowns today if it weren't for 2 penalties. So, that's kind of just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It really doesn't matter how you get in the end zone. We were able to run it in today. And in football, normally running the ball is the easiest way to get it in the end zone. So if you can get it in that way, then, that's always nice. But, it's not really something that we're worried about. At the end of the day, we're just trying to go out there and execute plays and find ways to win.
Leonard?
Darius, you played quite a game today, frankly. I mean, the one-handed catch coming back to the ball in those extended plays. I mean, do you walk away feeling good about that? Do you and Daniel walk away feeling good about kind of the connection you guys showed again in a game like this, or are you stuck on, 0-5?
We're both competitors. We both want to win. We're both fighting hard to win. So, the first thing off the top of your mind is we didn't get the win. So regardless of how many plays we made or what we did, it wasn't enough to win the game. So for right now, that's kind of the overall kind of forefront thought in my mind, at least.
We'll take 2 more. Duggan and Lombardo. Duggan.
Hey Darius, there's more noise about Daniel than at any point in his career. A lot of critics kind of coming to the surface. As a guy who's in the locker room on the field with him, What's your level of confidence in him right now?
It's through the roof. I believe every ball that comes off his hand is going to be on the money, and if you watch him play, you watch him throw the ball, it normally is. So it doesn't affect my view of him, what other people have to say about him. At the end of the day, I work with him every day. I play with him every game. I know what he brings to the table. So nothing anybody is going to say from the outside is going to affect my belief or view of him.
Thanks.
Last question here, Lombardo.
Hey Darius, how frustrating is it as an offense to have the ball in your hand, shot to go down, and kick a game-winning field goal and to come up short like that?
One more time, I didn't catch the end of that.
How frustrating was it to get the ball back at the end of the game with the chance to drive downfield and potentially kick a game-winning field goal and then to come up short?
It's frustrating. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to execute better in that scenario. We didn't execute the plays call well enough to be able to move the ball down the field to get it in a position for a kick or a touchdown. So ultimately, that's something that we're going to have to look at on the film tomorrow or Monday rather, and get figured out. And also, I just wanted to say real quick, a quick prayer to Dak Prescott. I'm hoping his injury wasn't too severe, whatever it was, and I'm praying a speedy recovery for him.
Hey Blake. What are you feeling right now? What was the mood inside the locker room? I mean, there were so many good things that happened today, but it's another loss. And what was your confidence level in that last series there that the defense could at least force overtime?
First, I want to say my prayers are out to Dak. Obviously, going down during the game, you never want to see a player, especially him of that caliber, go down and have a tough injury like that. So I'm just praying for a quick recovery for him. On your question, I think every single one of us is a competitor, and all of us want to go and make those plays and do what we need to do to not have that situation come down to what it came down to today. But at the end of the day, we know and have full confidence in ourselves to make the plays. We just didn't make it coming down the stretch.
How long is that missed opportunity to stop Amari Cooper on the short of the first down going to stick with you?
No, yeah, it's definitely a tough one. Obviously, you want to make all the plays possible. And the classic game of inches, you hesitate, think he's going to underthrow him, possible have a chance for a pick. Instead, I just need to go make the play.
Pat Leonard.
Blake, how come you guys at the end of halves and then at the end of the game here, what is it about these 2-minute drives on defense that you guys struggle with?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just executing your 1/11th. And I think every single time we get in those situations, there's always just kind of one play here, one guy here, one person here, and it just kind of is a domino effect where you think you're good, and then it's one here, and then all of a sudden someone else thinks they're good, and there's one here. And it's just kind of been kind of our splinter in our foot.
Zach?
Blake, you guys have obviously dealt with a lot of injuries, and you've been dealing with a lot of moving parts in the defense. Guys, playing a lot that even weren't here a few weeks ago, or young guys getting a lot of playing time. How much of a challenge has it been, as a leader in the middle of the defense, kind of dealing with all the moving parts all around you?
No, I think that's kind of my role as the play caller and the leader of the defense and captain, is be that guy, calm, cool, collected. No matter what situation we're put into, what guys are out there. Everyone's locked in, everyone's working hard every single week, and I think that's the toughest point right now, is that we're putting the work in. We just need to execute when we're out there.
We'll take two more. Dunleavy and Tom Rock. Dunleavy.
Blake, you guys have all mentioned Dak when he's come to the podium, but you had your own pretty serious injury, it looked like, with Lorenzo Carter early in this game. Did you talk to him? How are his spirits? What kind of loss would that be for your defense if it looks like he's out a long time with an Achilles?
Yeah, just like Dak, it's tough to see anybody go down. Obviously praying for Zoe to not be something serious and not be too long and quick recovery. But yeah, I haven't talked to him much about what the extent was of it. Obviously I know he came out of the game. But yeah, we'll see what kind of those details are.
Last question here, Tom Rock.
Blake, there were some games early on in the season where you could look at it and say, we made progress, but we didn't win. Is that time past, or can you still say that about a game like this?
No, I think I heard Logan say it best. It's at this point in time that there's enough of this. We're so close. We're doing better. We're getting there. It's time to win. It's a result business. We need to go out there and win and need to get the job done. And it's time for that now.
Hey Logan, obviously you're not trying to injure Dak, but what did you see on that play from that tackle standpoint?
Yeah, first and foremost, the worst thing that happened today was the Dak injury. I mean, bigger than football. I mean, I feel terrible. It was a routine football play. Look, I studied a lot. I thought this game would come down a lot to me and Dak. I know it's a team game, but my job in this game plan was to make it tough on Dak, and he made it really tough on us. He's a hell of a player. He's got a lot better in his reads. He's got a really good arm. He was tearing it up there, and he was making hard on me, and that's why this sucks, man. I mean, you got a guy who I'm in a similar position. He's scratching and clawing 1 year on his deal to try to get rewarded, try to do the right thing, try to show up to work, try to lead his team, try to get a lucrative contract, and had to come out and prove it this year. And for him to get that type of injury, I mean, that's why I feel like Dak, I hope he gets $500 million when he comes back. He deserves it. He's a hell of a quarterback. That was nothing but a routine tackle. Two competitors. He's trying to stiff arm me. I'm trying to tackle and punch the ball out. And when I saw it immediately. I broke my fibula. I broke my leg 2 years ago, and I came back a better player. And I just wanted to wish him well. I mean, obviously there was no malintent there, but I went through a similar injury a couple years ago. And I just told him, what would Kobe do? I hope he comes back. I hope he gets $500 million. I hope he deserves it. And honestly, that was the worst thing to happen today. And I got a sick taste in my stomach for it because he was playing a hell of a game. It was a hell of a battle between us. So I hate to see it, but stuff like that, adversity, it makes the real one stronger. And I heard he's getting surgery tonight. I asked my people to reach out so I can send him a tweet or get his phone number and wish him the best of luck. But nothing ill will on my part. Man, he's a hell of a player. He's having a hell of a year, and I know he's going to come back even stronger.
Hey, Logan, what are you about your team and this loss? What are you thinking? What are you feeling right now? So many back and forths, quick lead, deficit, comeback, tie game. You guys give up the field goal, play down, play over the top. Is the frustration level just incredibly tangible right now for you and your team?
Yeah, this one hurts because we felt like we could have won that one. But we didn't play well enough to win. Turnovers, penalties, bad defense before the half, bad defense at the end of the game. Got to execute better. Got to make more progress. Got to do it quickly. But look, man, I'm not running anywhere. I'm here. I don't care what the record is. I'm here. I'm gonna lead our troops. Joe's gonna lead the troops, and we're gonna have to execute better. I mean, I've been on really good teams, and it's about details and execution, and that's on the players. And that's why it hurts, because we care. If you saw guys out of the locker room in 2 minutes, dressed up, couldn't wait to get to see what the snack was after the game, I don't think you have that here. You have guys really painfully hurt with this one because we put a lot of work in. We put a lot of effort. We had a really great week of practice, and we just didn't execute in the situations we needed. Hats off to them. Gallup made some good plays. We did a good job containing him. He made some good plays. CeeDee Lamb's a really good player. For a rookie, I mean, he came out and he tore us up in the zones. We had to adjust, and Andy Dalton came off the bench and made a good throw there at the end. And we just got to be better. And we know we can be. Our expectation, our standard is to be. Our standard is to win these games, and that's why it hurts.
Logan, just to kind of snowball those two questions together, what was the locker room like after the game? And did you know right away that Dak was seriously hurt?
The first one was, you said, what was the mood after the game?
Yeah, just what was the locker room like?
Emotional for a minute, upset. We put a lot of time in. Guys put a lot of effort in. And we wanted to win that game, and we didn't. And I think, honestly, it was a lot of finger pointing back to each other. It was a lot of finger pointing to the man in the mirror. I feel sick about myself, about my play. I feel like I need to do more. Blake Martinez was upset about himself, about one missed tackle. James Bradbury was upset about himself, about one
missed interception. You know, the guys are just trying to stand up and trying to lead and try to do the right thing, and that's the sick part about it. It's not a guy pointing fingers. Nobody's pointing fingers anywhere. Everyone's looking in the mirror about what they need to do better to help the team so we can win these games. The Dak injury, I think I spoke on it enough there. Sick to my stomach about it because of just a guy doing everything right to get paid. And obviously the franchise tag's not a bad thing. But in the NFL, man, we want long-term security. And he's doing everything he can to get long-term security, and he hasn't. And then he has to go out there and get an injury like that. It's not fair. It's not right. And you got to go back on the grind. And yeah, I knew right away what it was because, like I said, I had a similar one, and his was pretty gruesome there. So that's just always tough to see. Even as competitors, I have the utmost respect for him, like I said, because he's a heck of a player, and he was making it hard on me out there today. And I wish we could have battled to the end, but I wish him a speedy recovery.
Thank you.
We'll take two more, Pat Leonard and Jordan. Pat Leonard.
Logan, you mentioned it yourself, end of the half, end of the game, those two drives, just not like the rest of the drives that you guys played as a defense all game. What is it on those kinds of drives? I know you've struggled at the end of first halves in a lot of games too. What's different about those 2-minute drives that you guys are struggling with?
It's just execution. It's execution. They're throwing the ball. The pass defense has to be better. We've got to execute the zones better. And, look, they made a heck of a throw and a heck of a catch and had a penalty there to extend it. And it's tough. I mean, they're all tough catches. They're plays to be made, and they made them. Credit to them. And when you make those plays in those moments, that's how you win those games. I've been in many football games that were decided on one drive. We've had about 3 of them this year decided on the last play of the game, and we haven't been able to make them. Another team did, and we just got to find a way to make them. I love to get complex about football, but, you know, Joe's saying is that it isn't easy, but it's simple. And simply they made those tough catches. CeeDee Lamb got hit extremely hard. He caught the ball every time. That's what he's there for. We got to be a step sooner, and it's a different play there. So, like I said, credit to them, credit to those guys. They executed, and we got to go back to the drawing board, and we got to play better in those situations.
Last one here, Jordan.
Hey, Logan, how do you guys feel as a team when you see 2 touchdowns get taken back, and how do you avoid sort of feeling snake bitten when you're 0-5 and those kind of things are happening to you guys?
You know, it's football, man. The calls go how they go. You know, I don't know. I wasn't watching to see if we were set or not. I mean, we got to line up. We got to execute the plays. If there's a penalty on it, somebody probably did something wrong. I mean, it hurts. Those are 14 points off the board, but it's football. Not every call goes your way. Not every ball bounces your way. What are you going to do about it? Like I said, we got a bunch of fighters. I'll be back in the lab 5 a.m. tomorrow and do what I got to do. I'm not going anywhere. So Washington got to come see us next week, and we're going to make it tough. So we got to clean up what we got to clean up. But, look, this one, like I said, credit to the Dallas Cowboys, but it was a lot of self-inflicted wounds, some missed tackles defensively, some mental errors defensively. And, look, we scored on defense. We did a lot of good things. But we're not getting no more attaboys, no more pats on the back for close losses. That time is done. The fan base deserves wins, and we're going to do what we got to do to get some wins for the fans and for ourselves because we deserve it. We deserve it too. Coach Judge deserves it. And I'm going to stand up here on this podium with my chin held high, and I'm going to go back to work like anybody else would do, and I'm going to find a way to play better for the team.